to my YouTube channel. In this YouTube video series, I'll be walking you through development of a game using Python. We'll be using the Python module which is Pygame to develop the game. Before you start with the video, please ensure that you have Python version 3 working as well as you installed Pygame. If you've not done any of the above, please check the link in the description to install Python and Pygame. So let's get started with the video series. In this video series, we'll be developing a basic basketball game. So let's start by importing the Python Pygame module. So once Pygame module is imported, let's initialize the Pygame module. So once this is done, we can start developing the game. So the first part, what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a window, a custom sized window. Let the width of the screen, let the width of the window be 1024, and let the height of the window be 768. So once this is done, let's put this into a list. Let's call the list display output. This list will contain the screen width and the screen height. So once this is done, let's create a variable called screen and initialize the Pygame window to the screen. So once this is done, your screen variable has been readied. Now we need to keep on calling the screen variable multiple times for it to display the screen. So let's just create a while loop and let's just give screen fill and let's keep the color black. So the color code for black is 0000, and once we break out of this, so pygame.quit. So it says this code is unreachable, but we'll get to that point in a minute. So as you can see, this creates a window and you can move the window around. The window is of the said width and said height, but as you can see, we cannot close the window. The problem is caused because we do not exit this while loop itself. So to exit the while loop, we need to create a few conditions. To enable exiting the game window, when we click the exit button, we need to create an event such that we can get the input from the exit button and exit the while loop. For that, first we need to create a variable here. So let's just create a variable called play and let's initialize it to true. So when play becomes false, it exits the loop and quits the game. So we need to check for an event. So this is how we do it. For event in Pygame dot event get, if event equals event dot type pygame dot quit, play equals false. Okay, so this way when we enter the quit button, it records it as an event, comes here and exits the while loop. Let's just try that out. Pygame is not, yeah, sorry, my bad. So Pygame is not defined, saved it, ran it again. So now by clicking this, the window exits perfectly. But as you can see, the window is just called generic Pygame window. Let's give it a name. As we are developing a basketball game, let's call it basketball. So let's just call it by display set caption. Yeah, got that right here. basketball, and there you can see that now the name is basketball. Now let's move to the next part. Let's just clean up this code first. Instead of giving these numbers, let's just initialize a few variables with color names. Black equals 0, 0, 0, and the color combination is RGB, which is red, green and blue. So let's just initialize those colors as well. These are 8-bit colors, so the minimum value is 0 and the maximum value is 255. Okay, so now we can just replace this with black, and now the code is more readable. Now let's just draw a few. Let's go by drawing a circle. Pygame draw dot circle. So what's the surface you want to draw it on? You want to draw it on the screen. And what should be the color of the circle? Let's keep it red for now. And what's the position of the circle? Let's just place the circle at 50, 50. I'll be explaining what this 50, 50 is, and let's give the radius of the circle as 50. Let's save this and run this. Yeah, we didn't see anything. Why is that? Because once we draw the circle, we need to refresh the screen. To refresh the screen, what we do is pygame.display.flip. So this refreshes the screen, and now you can see a circle of radius 50 shown at the left top corner. Let's draw a rectangle as well. It'll be easier to explain the coordinate system of the window. We again want to draw it on the screen. Let's keep this blue, and let's keep this at, let's say 200, 200, and let's keep the width as 50 and height as 100. So there you go. And now you can see you have a circle and a rectangle. Now let's explain the coordinate system. So we mentioned that the screen width is 1024. That means 1024 pixels wide and 768 pixels long. And when we mentioned that this size of the circle is 50, what we actually mean is the radius is 50. So the total width and height of the circle is 100 by 100. You can compare it to this rectangle, which has a width of 50 and a height of 100. So let's just remove this part for now, make the code a bit cleaner. Let's give the position of the ball as x equals 50 and y equals 50 as well, and we can replace this. Let's keep this as radius equals 50. So now the code is cleaner, and if you make any changes here, it's going to get reflected through the code, and that's a good thing. Now we want to make the circle move. So how do we do that? For this, what we're going to do is let's create a variable called speed. This is the speed in which the ball or object is going to move. And now we need to check for an event which indicates whether we are going right, left, up, down. So for that, let's just create keys equals pygame dot I guess it's key dot get pressed. Yeah, key dot get pressed. So now all the keys which are pressed get stored in the variable keys as a list. Now let's just create a few if conditions. So if keys pygame dot key underscore left, key pygame dot key underscore Yeah, this is a list, sorry, my bad. So if left is pressed, we need to change the x coordinate of the ball by -5. X minus equals speed. Now let's just copy this. So equals right. We want to increase the, we need to increment the position, x position, and let's just do this for up and down as well. Up and down. For up will be decreasing the speed, and for down we'll be increasing the speed. I'll just mention why we are doing this in a minute. So with this you can see the ball is moving fast. So when I press the down button, let me just move this towards the side. When I press the down button, what's happening? The y position is getting incremented by the speed. This only says that this pixel is 0, 0 and the y increments in this direction while the x increments in this direction. This is different from the way how we do it in geometry. So when I press left, it moves left. When I press right, it moves right, up, down. And as you can see, it also moves out from the screen, which is pretty inconvenient. So for the next part, let's create boundaries and enforce them. Create a condition where if the ball moves outside the screen, it just doesn't show the ball moving out, but it shows the position as at the edge of the screen. So let's just do that here. So if x is less than radius, so if x is lesser than radius, what we want to do, we want to prevent it from moving to the moving more to the left. So we give x equals radius. We're not giving 0 here because by giving, what's going to happen is half of the ball is going to shift outwards. We don't want that to happen, so we are giving it as radius. If x is greater than screen width minus radius, so even if a part of the ball moves out, we want to keep the x coordinate as screen width minus radius itself. So let's just copy this part for the y coordinate, y as well. If y is less than radius, y equals radius. If y is greater than screen width, we need to make the screen height. So let's check if this works. So yes, so the ball is being enclosed within the window, but as you can see, the ball is moving way too fast and I want to get it a little slow. So what we can do, Pygame has a feature called clock, and what clock does is, it's more of a delay. I'll just show how to include time in this. So let's just create a variable called clock and give it Pygame dot time dot tick dot clock, clock, and we want to slow down the execution of this while loop. So clock dot tick, and let's give it a value of 60. So what this is doing is, it's dividing a second into 60 different parts, and the delay given by this is equal to one of those 60 parts. So now we can see that the ball moves more slowly and in a more controlled manner. And there you go, you created the basic structure of your game, in which you created a ball and it moves around the window, and it's not allowed to move outside the boundary which you set. So this is all for this video. In the next video we'll be seeing how to replace this red color ball with the image of an actual basketball and how to make the ball fall. So until then, see you next time. Please do subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if you like the video, and do share your views and thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.